The question that I got was from a young lady. She said her boyfriend has been looking at other girls and she feels like he was kind of flirting with other girls too. And she wants to know what to do about it because she said, I've cussed him out several times, went in on him for it. He continues to do it. He continues to disrespect me. And what do I do about it? Well, this is advice for men and women and anybody. For some reason, when we get in relationships with people, we feel like we're going to change their behavior and the way that they live their life. And just because they didn't do something when they first met us, that, that means that that's never going to, they're never going to do that. Like, oh, when we first got together, they never looked at other people. Okay, well, I'm sure you got to know that they were looking at people before they met you. So we could take it as disrespect, but is it really disrespect when somebody's doing something that, how is it disrespecting you when someone's doing something that they'd be doing whether you were there or not? I get it. We want to feel disrespected. It does bring up an insecurity. When you see somebody looking at someone else, you're like, oh, that's how you're going to do. But at the end of the day, whether you like that or don't like that, going in on them isn't going to change anything other than your relationship status most likely. Because what you got to look at is when you yell at somebody for talking to somebody else, they're looking at you like, I'm looking at this person's ass because I wanted to. I see that you were there. I tried to avoid this. I tried to avoid getting caught, but I did. I got caught. Okay. But that's not going to stop me from doing it because this is what I like to do. You have to ask yourself the question, is this something that I can deal with? Why am I getting so upset? Because that's another thing you got to really ask yourself. Like, why are you getting so upset? I actually learned a long time ago in relationships, man. People are going to do things that mean something to you but mean nothing to them. You might have somebody who's just like a social butterfly. They go up and they talk to everybody. Put their arm around them. What's up? How you doing? They do all kind of stuff. And that means nothing to them. That doesn't mean they're going to sleep with that person. That doesn't mean they want to be in a relationship with that person. But sometimes what's going on in your mind and certain insecurities that you might have, or we might have, all of us might have, make you want to get upset and go in on that person. And then what does that do? That doesn't going to make that person stop. It's going to make that person want to spend less time around you. Because they're looking at it like, okay, if I go out with your ass and I look at somebody, then you're going to go in on me for the rest of the day. You're going to be asking me all kind of questions. Well, how? Was her ass fatter than mine? Huh? Was it? Because I saw you looking. Okay. And then what happens is it becomes such a problem in your mind that you start looking at people before they even get a chance to look at them. Like, I saw you was going to look at her. Dudes do the same thing. What? You looking at old dude? Do you know him from somewhere? And they're like, I didn't even see that dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, okay. So sometimes we look at people who we're going to be jealous of before our partner even get a chance to look at them. They were like, they didn't even get a chance to look. And so because it's tapped in, when someone looks at other people or, that light flirting, I ain't talking about flirting where they grabbing ass and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about that light flirting that really could be flirting and may not be. Sometimes that taps into certain insecurities that we have and it pisses us off because it tapped into that. And we take it as disrespect. Even though that person is just being themselves. They're doing things that they would do whether we were there or not. And that just, sometimes it just irk you and just kind of turn in your stomach and piss you off. But I say, if you want to maintain a relationship with somebody, when they do something like that, they look at somebody else and that kind of causes you to become a little bit insecure. Instead of trying to go in on them, try to do something proactive and positive. Maybe when they do something like that, give them a kiss, hold their hand. That makes you feel more like you have a certain level of ownership. It's like going in on that person on a regular basis isn't going to keep that person with you. And isn't that the point? Isn't that the point of you telling that person not to look at somebody else? Because are you that concerned with the fact that someone else might see their eyes? If that's the case, that you might need to talk to somebody. I'm being real. Are you that concerned with somebody else seeing their eyes and saying, oh, they're looking at other people? You really shouldn't worry about what other people think. If it's making you feel that uncomfortable that they look at somebody else, it's because you're afraid they might go with that person or they might sleep with that person. But the truth of the matter is you can't stop somebody from doing what they're going to do. Going off on them isn't going to stop them. It just makes it easier for them to do. Because if every time they spend time with your ass, you yell at them and go off on them.
Why you flirting with old dude, huh? What's wrong with you? You don't see them talking about come out here, you flirting with somebody. I was just asking him what his story was. That
I don't give a damn what you was asking him. You don't ask no other nigga for directions. You either GPS that mess, and if you can't do that, you get a map. And if you can't get a map, you wander around till you find the store.
Now, if you're going to be like that, that person is going to think to themselves, I don't really need to be with you. I'm not happy in this relationship. So when somebody does come along, they're a lot more likely to say yes. Same thing if you're a female and you're doing that.
What you looking at her for, huh? Why you gotta look at her?
Man, I was just looking around, really.
I don't care. You don't look at nobody else.
And maybe they was looking at the other person, but it's like, you're just making it to where it's easier for that other person to get with them if that's the case. Maybe they wasn't just looking at somebody and they wasn't even thinking about talking to somebody or even thinking about trying to sleep with them or even thinking about being in a relationship with somebody else. But the fact that you keep being angry, you keep getting mad every second, it really just makes it to where that person feels like they have nothing to lose in your relationship. You know what I like to do? I can't stop you from cheating on me. But what I want to make you do is if our relationship break up, I want to make you feel bad that it's broke up. I want to be the best I can possibly be to you. If I think you're going to cheat on me, if I think you're going to leave or whatever, I'm going to be as nice to you, as happy. I'm going to make your life as good as I possibly can because I cannot stop you from leaving, but I can make sure that the other person that you get with either has to be at a ridiculously high level or you're going to regret the fact that you left. And I'll be moved on and doing my own thing because I have no regrets. When you sit there and you yell at somebody all day, cuss them out, all you're doing is giving that person pretty much a pass to cheat because y'all relationship is so messed up and you're feeling bad because you feel like you kind of chased them away. If you put in everything you got into a relationship, make that person happy, don't get caught up on a lot of the small stuff, what happens is if they do decide to go mess with that girl whose ass they was looking at, they realize that was just an ass and don't have everything you had attached to it. And now they out there feeling bad about themselves and feeling bad about their decision. But if every day you made their life miserable because they were looking at somebody or because you went through their phone all the time and cussed them out, what are you doing? Who is this chick you talking to? That's my aunt. I don't give a damn about your aunt. You don't be talking to her. Okay, I'll leave her alone. I'm sorry. I won't talk to my aunt no more. You can't be like that. You got to have, because that make a person feel like, why should I even be in this relationship? And if I do cheat on you, what am I really losing? I might feel your wrath for a little while and that's what a lot of people stay around for. Yeah, I might feel your wrath for a little while, but that's going to end at some point. And I've really lost nothing because all you did was cuss me out every day. So don't be that type of person. I understand you might be upset about the fact that somebody's looking at somebody else. You might feel like it's disrespectful. You might feel like it taps into some level of insecurity that you might have about your relationship or even yourself. But ultimately, going off on that person about it is not doing anything. When you see somebody doing something they might feel like you might feel insecure about, you might feel like they might want to leave, treat them even better, love them even more. Because then, if they do what they're going to do, they feel bad about it later on because they've lost something. Don't make it easy for them. Don't make it easy for somebody to leave you or cheat on you because all you do is make their life miserable all day. So that's my advice. Hopefully I was able to help you out. Once again, it's your man, AskChazzEllis. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also, share this with your friends all willy-nilly like. Peace.